Hey there, it's Mike again from Mac Digital Media. Today is Monday, August the 3rd, 2020, and just wanted to run this by you here. It was as I was trying to import an image sequence into Adobe Premiere. And in the case of image sequences, in case you're not familiar with that, some of the things that you might want to do with it would be, say for instance, if you shot a time lapse on a DSLR or a GoPro, that type of thing. You have a time lapse, a whole bunch of different single images, and now you want to turn that into a video file that you can actually very easily edit with in your sequence. You usually don't want to bring them in as just single frame edits because then it becomes unwieldy to be able to work with. You can instead bring it in as an image sequence. You could do this previously in Adobe After Effects, but also now you can do it in Adobe Premiere as well. And what you would do is you typically go into Import, find your folder of image files that you want to create into an image sequence, and there's a little button in the corner for options, and it lets you select that it's an image sequence. And all you have to do is just hit the very first one of the sequence, click on that, make sure it's turned on, and then go import. And now it's going to go ahead and import a clip for you. It's actually created a whole sequence of those individual files into an actual video clip that you can then, of course, play. So the thing I was running into, though, was with this particular image sequence, this is a 24 frame per second image sequence. It should have been. It was originally composited that way as 24 frames per second. Instead, it's coming in at 2997. And I was trying to figure out, well, how can I change that? Can I change the speed of it? No, you don't want to mess with that. You want to get it exact. You want to, so how do you actually change the frame rate? Well, you instead go to Preferences, you go to Media, and now there's a little thing in the top called Indeterminate Media Time Base. And that's for anything that you import in, like an image sequence, that doesn't necessarily have a specific frame rate associated with it, that's determined by the file itself. Like if you were to bring in a QuickTime that was already a particular frame rate, it would already have that flagged and it would bring it in at the correct frame rate. In this particular case, because it's a sequence of images, there's nothing associated with it. So all you have to do is, if your image sequence is shot, your individual sequence that was created, it was shot, it's 24 frames per second. All you have to do is just simply change it right here. And now what I do is, once I change it to that, okay, it's thinking. And now when I import, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it right now. And if I import again, and I choose under options, of course, my image sequence is still selected. Now when I import it, and there you go, 24 frames per second, that's what it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to run in this particular case. Okay, now with that thought in mind, I would be remiss if I were not to mention a second way that you could do this just as easily as well, perhaps even easier, but of course it depends on what you're doing. In the case of the first example, if you have a number of different image sequences that you always bring in at a particular frame rate, and they're typically, it's the same, then you could globally change it in the preferences in Adobe Premiere under Media, and of course just change it to, like we said, the Indeterminate Media Time Base, and you just affect it right there. But if you are bringing in sequences of all sorts of different frame rates and things change, or for instance, if you've already brought in a number of different things, maybe an assistant brought it in or another editor did, and now you have to change those frame rates, and you don't want to have to go through the whole hassle of re-importing image sequences, then what you can very simply do is right click on the clip, go up into Modify, and you'll see something familiar if you're an Adobe After Effects user and you have Interpret Footage. And in this dialog box, now you have access to all sorts of different things that you can change within a particular clip. And here we can change our frame rate to assuming a different frame rate, and we could go back to 2997 right here in this dialog box, hit OK, and here we go. We're back to 2997. That's just another way of doing it. So anyway, I hope that helps you out for image sequences. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'll try to get to them. If you have any comments about other things you are interested in seeing as far as some help, because what I'm trying to do is provide like workflow advice and maybe some fixes that I've happened to find, or workarounds and that kind of thing. That's really what it's supposed to be for. That's what these videos are supposed to be for. Mostly workflow and tips and tricks and things like that to hopefully make you able to edit faster and focus more on the creative aspects of things and not have to worry about the technical things so much. So anyway, if you could just give me a heads up, send me an email if you like, post it in the comments, whatever you like to do there. It would be greatly appreciated, because I certainly would love to have more people be viewing these if it's something that's of interest. Okay, thanks a lot and have a great day.